And in the 1970s, the 1960s, 1970s, he traveled the world on a ship called the Calypso. And it was a floating laboratory. And he and his sons and his research assistants would travel the entire world and look for interesting new life forms and learn things about dolphins. And they do all these neat things, and I watched all these shows with my grandpa, my mom's dad, and then we'd talk about them afterwards. So what did you think? What was the most interesting thing you learned? Did you learn something new? He'd ask me all these questions, and I lapped it up with a spoon. And I did the same thing when I became a father. I did the same thing with my kids. You know, here, look at this neat thing. What do you think about it? Have you ever heard of this really neat thing? Let's talk about it. Let's learn about it. And combine that with my father, whose attitude was that the world is just awesome and that there's always something neat right around the corner, and it doesn't have to be flashy and spectacular. Dad was the kind of person who would, we'd go out on to one of the rivers. Florida has a lot of them. We'd get on a small boat and we'd go drifting down the river, and we'd look at all the animals and the plants and the fish that were on this river, and he'd point things out. Look at that. Look at that bird. Isn't that a cool bird? Isn't that a weird looking bird? Bet you'd never seen that bird before. You know what that bird is called? And he'd teach us about whatever was going on around us, and it was amazing, and it was fantastic. And I had, people say, well, I had a fantastic childhood, and they think, I never wanted for anything or something like that. And when I say it, I mean I encountered the absolute glory that was nature. I learned how to appreciate nature. I remember the day my dad brought home a telescope, and I don't mean to imply it was this rinky-dink thing. It was a huge telescope, and the reason why he wanted to bring home the telescope was because he thought it would be a cool idea if we could look at the moon and see the craters with our not with our naked eye, because naturally we had a telescope, but he wanted us to take a look at the craters, because from the naked eye you can't see any of the craters, but he wanted to see craters, so he brought this telescope home. He just decided to buy one, and so we looked at all the craters, and we looked at Saturn and Venus and Mars, and we looked at everything we could possibly look at that was in the sky, and boy, was it amazing. It was just glorious. It really was. And so this is the childhood I had. And I still to this day think that I had one of the greatest childhoods a person could have. I really do. I think I was lucky. I don't want to say my childhood was perfect or that I never wanted for anything. There was plenty that I wanted for. But, because I'll be honest, I grew up poor. But I didn't grow up what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I wasn't desperate. We didn't have a lot of money. But what we lacked up in, money and things, my parents, my grandparents made up for in so many other ways. So yeah, I had an amazing childhood. So anyway, I've been talking while I've been putting up that wall. I hope you see what I did, and I hope you like what I did. I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to call on a I'm going to look for a blueprint. Now these can be pretty big, but don't worry, they're not sticking around for long. All right. That might be too big. No, it's not. It is not too big. It is, in fact, just the right size.
Eterna bardu tugin laziri wemobara per heno yonk. As men's name methinkas, melbara petin bardu tuga.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is this. Okay, and then we're going to smooth this out. Smooth this out. All right. So what we need now are a couple of Komodo dragons. Excuse me. We'll take him. And we will take her. All right, let's look at the habitat. Let's turn off that and specifically set for Komodo dragons. Excuse me. I burped a little. I apologize. Okay, we'll put down a food tray. Say here. And let's see, do they have a water pipe? I think they have a water pipe. Australia, Asia, tropical. There we go. All right. Okay, the terrain's too small here. Apparently, they don't have enough traversable. Yeah, okay, I got to get rid of this. Hold on a second. That's all right. That's all right. I know what to do. We just need to do it in a smaller scale. All right, they do need hard shelter. So if that cave won't work, do I have anything that I can use? Little cave, little tropical cave, small animals. I don't know if that's going to be big enough. Might be, though. And that's way too big. so's that. So let's try this. Now what I can do, oh, tell me those aren't, they're not fighting for dominance. It's a boy dragon and a girl dragon. No, they're not fighting for dominance. They're having sex fights. Sex fights we can deal with. Okay, how's that? Does that work for you? Say what now? I bet you it's one of the damn Komodo dragons. I have no idea what the deal is, but there have been more and more sick animals. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you know, right out of the veterinary, we're going to give you sick animals. It's like, what the hell? Let's see, what now? How is my animal sick? How is it possible that my animal is sick when I just got it, for crying out loud? You know, it's like, nope, sorry, your animal's sick. Well, it's like, how? You know, how could it possibly be sick if I only just got it? It's a thing. You know what? Heck with this. %17% hard shelter was accounted for. Okay, well, you know what? We will deal with this right now. All right, rocks. Tropical. Let's turn off the blueprints. All right. That ought to actually work at that point.
Eterna bardu tugin lasiri wemobara perheno young. His men's name methinkas.
Only 30%. You've got to be kidding me, really?
May everyone offer penom?
Tereyasa dua pound olem fabinta palci seurada tutach. Kalasa tere pound seanum kelto. Robbie ol tesh belsi kadelen na tongso en samju yari.
Okay, let's... These guys have enormous, apparently enormous shelter requirements. Spin this just a little bit more, bring it in a little bit more, and down just a touch. Okay. Okay, now the shelter's finally good enough. Let's deal with the problems. There is too much short grass, not enough rock, not enough sand. Okay. Well, the rock is easily taken care of. We'll just color everything that's underneath the shelter with the rock. Like so. We'll also color this edge here with the rock. We're going to need some sand. All right, there we go. Now, doesn't like the Swiss cheese plant. Well, fine. Needs more coverage. Needs more coverage. Okay. Continent is Asia. Biome is tropical. Let's turn off the blueprints and go to the plants. Okay. Century plants. Century plants work. Lipstick palm tree. Yeah, I like the looks of the lipstick palm tree. We'll put one over here. A couple. That'll give us some coverage. Alright, now we need toys. They have no enrichment. So, we will give them a blood pumpkin. And we'll give them a restraint feeder. And we'll give them a rubbing board way up here on the hill. And we can give them a couple of sprinklers. And a prey-scented sack. There. And a ball. Because all giant lizards need a ball. Okay. Looks like they are in good shape. Let's see, what's this? This is Minigus. I think the tickets are $200 priced. Okay, so $8 a piece. Make it $8 a piece. Oh, now that's just cool. You gonna do it again? No? Yep. Okay, guys, you know what? This is going to end it for the reptile zoo. I think it worked out just great. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you liked what I was doing, by all means, please hit like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. This came out a lot better than I thought it would, and I thought it was going to come out really great. So, folks, thank you very much for coming along on this journey. There are a couple other things that I want to do with this, just a couple. And, you know, what I was originally thinking about doing was maybe putting more of these shades along here, but I don't know if that's going to be necessary. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be necessary. In any case, you know, that's going to be it. And thank you for watching. Be very careful while you're out and about because, you know, the crisis isn't over. We're coming to a close. I can feel that we are coming to a close, but the crisis is not quite over. So, folks, be careful. And above all else, be kind to one another. You know what I say, that a single act of kindness can make the world better for a person. So, by all means, please be kind. Cost you nothing, and it can get you everything. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the very next single-size zoo. Bye-bye.